ever man magko-coach man ako, 'di ba? Gusto ko sa alma mater ko. Before nung San Beda job, may mga other NCAA teams na lumapit na rin sa akin eh. Diretso nag-no ako. Nag-no ako. Sabi ko, doon lang sa alma mater kasi gusto ko yung may purpose yung coaching ko eh. Ayoko yung
May
nagko-coach lang
puso.
ako. Ayoko lang nagko-coach lang ako for the job. Iba yung pinaglaban mo yung kung saan ka nanggaling. Diba? Parang
Totoo.
pinaglalaban mo yung family mo.
Mm-mm.
Pinaglalaban mo yung alam mo yung ganun. So hindi ka nasa school dahil empleyado ka.
Coach, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Coach. Thank you for
Thank you.
coming here.
Good morning. Sorry, maaga to wake you up, guys. Ganun talaga, ako eh. Pang-umaga ako eh.
Oo nga, Coach. Sabi nga
Justin,
nila,
morning, Paolo.
thank you, Coach. Sabi nga ng mga players na interview namin sa podcast, talagang you're a man of good habits. Ang dami nyong tinuturo sa kanilang good habits on and off the court. At siguro being a morning person is one of them kasi sila 4, 5, 6 nagpa-practice na sa gym, no? Nagsa-shooting
Yes,
na.
ano lang, it's just to be able to start your day right and early. Mas maraming magagawa.
Yes.
Pero early to bed din.
Sige,
Tama.
talking about early.
Short na, tito na, tito.
Tito na.
Tito.
Pero ka-age lang daw si Yael, 'di ba? Nakita namin doon sa celebration. Pero yun, rockstar yun. Gabing-gabi yun umaano. Anyway, sige.
Magkaiba kami ng line of work.
Sabagay, oo.
Sabagay. Sige. Talking about early, Coach Yuri, let's start this conversation off, no? Yung early days mo sa basketball, how did you start in basketball? Then, how did you arrive in San Beda?
Well, I started playing basketball early talaga, really early. I think 4, 5, 6. Kasi my dad used to play for UP, the UP Fighting Maroons before. Tapos my dad side of the family, yung Escuetas, malaking pamilya yun eh. So we have lots of boys in our family. So ito yung side ng family with sila kay Olsen, kay Nash, yung Daracela side. Sobrang hilig sa basketball ng pamilya namin. So that's how basketball was introduced to me.
Okay. Tapos paano naman po of all the schools, kung dad mo is from UP, paano napunta sa San Beda?
Yung story is napanood ko yung game nung San Beda High School finals ng San Beda Mapua. This was the
Mhm.
time when Magnum Membrera was playing. Si Magnum,
Yes,
si
coach.
Totti. So napanood ko sa TV.
Mhm.
And back then I was already playing sa village namin. I can say na medyo, sabi ko, competitive naman yung the way I played. Kasi
Mhm.
nga, mahilig ako maglaro ng basketball. Sabi ko, parang kaya ko rin yung ginagawa nila. Bakit sila naglaro sa TV?
Oo.
Diba? So, sinabi ko sa dad ko na gusto kong mag-basketball in a same tournament, NCAA or UAP. Ang unang sinabi niya is subukan natin mag-San Beda. Kasi
Mhm.
nga, because of Coach Ato. And
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
San Beda rin yung nanalo nung game na pinanood ko. Kaya siguro yun din yung tumatak sa utak ko.
Pero ang
So,
funny,
nag-walk-in. Okay.
sige po, sige po, sige po.
Yeah, nag-walk-in kami. Nagpunta kami sa San Beda isang week, Saturday.
Mm.
Yung unang araw na punta pa nga namin dun, walang practice eh. Kasi nag-ano lang kami. Walang announcement, walang tinanong. Pumunta lang kami sa San Beda. Ang unang nakita ko pa nga dun si Danny. Si Danny na sa ano? Si Danny na
Si
sa
Kuya Danny.
Kuya Danny, oh. Kuya Danny. Oh, siya nagsabi sa amin na walang practice today. Balik kayo bukas 7 a.m.
Grabe, okay.
Yun, bumalik kami.
Taga
Grabe,
saan pa?
coach.
Mabilis lang, coach. Taga saan ka? Like, saan
Taga
kayo
Quezon
lumaki?
City ako eh. Ateneo grade school ako eh.
Okay.
Ateneo
Okay,
grade school ako. So, taga QC ako. So, yun, bumiyahe kami ng
Menjola.
Jola. Ang sabi pa ng dad ko sa akin eh, sige, if gusto mo talaga mag-basketball, gusto mo yung ganong competition level, kailangan matuto kang mag-commute. Kasi hindi niya ako ihatid araw-araw eh.
Wala pang LRT nun, no?
Sabi ko, sige. Oh. Wala pa, nag-aral ako mag-FX.
FX.
Oh, from Commonwealth. Commonwealth, FX ako, baba ako ng Moraita.
Kahit alam ko
So,
yan.
yun, yung journey ko sa Mindiola.
Yan din biyahe ko nung college, coach.
Yun. So,
Pero coach, sa Ateneo, San Beda, Ateneo, parang ganun yung naging journey nyo nung basketball career nyo, no? Tapos, ang funny rin kanina you mentioned,
yes.
Mapua din yung napanood yung laban. San Beda versus Mapua.
Mapua. Ano yun, sila Paulo Hubalde, yung kalaban nila Magnum.
Malakas din, coach.
Malakas.
Inubalde.
Maganda yung finals series na yun.
Ang ganda ng narrative eh, no? Tapos yung first championship with nyo with San Beda is against Mapua rin.
Nagkataon lang siguro.
Ang daming coincidence nga nung championship na yun. But we'll talk about that later siguro. Coach, tanong ko lang. So, okay, bumalik kayo sumunod na araw. How did that first practice go? Or how did that first start?
Actually, nakakatawa. Practice ako ng 7 a.m. Sabi ko, nakita ko yung mga San Beda player. Siyempre, dating sila dun, mga naka San Beda uniform, red and white. Lahat sila. Ikaw, siyempre, pag tryout ka, suot mo pa yata neon green, yellow. Alam mo yung mga ganun tryout. So, yung 7 a.m. practice, sabi ko, parang kaya naman. So, unang 1-1, na-scorean mo, defensively, kaya mo sila depensahan. Sabi ko, parang madali naman tong San Beda basketball team na to. Parang hindi naman ito yung napanood ko sa TV. Naalala ko nun na parang yung unang layup ko yata, 1-1 full court, naiwan ko yung bantay ko. Tapos uso yung top board nun eh. So, alam mo yun? Top board ko eh. So, syempre, papasikat ka kay Ato eh.
Opo.
Sikat ka eh. So, siguro nakita niya, medyo mabilis. Nakakatalon, nakakalayap, nakaka-finish. Sabi ko, sisiw lang pala dito sa San Beda eh. Sabi ko, dali ng mga kalaban. So, after ng practice, sabi ni Ato sa akin, huwag ka muna umalis. Sabi niya, may isang practice pa. 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So, siguro nakita niya ako dun sa 7 a.m. Yung 7 a.m. practice pala, Team B. Team B practice. Sabi niya, tinesting niya muna sa Team B. So, sabi niya, nakita niya siguro ako. Sabi niya, mukhang kaya naman yung level ng 9 AM.
Mm.
So yung 9 AM, okay, kaya sabay-sabay, kaya depensa, kaya offense. Hindi kasing dali nung 7 AM. Tapos naalala ko nag-scrimmage kami.
Mm.
Baba ako ng bola. Syempre, yung mga San Beda guards, syempre ma-pressure eh.
Mm.
Yun yung
Mhm.
sila kadali. Spin move ako eh. Pag
Mm.
spin move ko, pag ikot ko, nasundot na wala yung bola sa akin. Tapos layup yung nakaagaw sa akin. Sabi sa akin ni Coach Rene Baina, hindi ka pwede basta-basta mag-spin move tsaka magbaba ng bola ng hindi ka nag-iingat. Okay,
Mm.
so pinakinggan ko lang, baba ulit ako ng bola.
Mm.
Medyo mas mabilis, syempre medyo mas maingat. Between the legs yata ako eh. Between the legs tapos spin move.
Opo.
Pag spin move ko nawala na naman yung bola back to back. Back to back plays. Layup na naman.
Mm.
Sabi ko, ito na nga yung San Beda na napanood ko sa TV. Tapos after nung scrimmage, syempre hindi ko kilala yung mga kalabang ko eh.
Mm.
Yung umago sa akin 2 beses at lumay-up, sabi sa akin, yan yung best player nila eh. Sabi ko, ano ba pangalan niya? Sabi sa akin nung teammate sila, si L.A. Tenorio.
Oh.
So yun yun yung first ko. Yun yung experience ko ng totoong San Beda basketball. Sabi ko, so ganito pala yung San Beda basketball. Ayos. Okay. So eventually na pick up ko na yung guard ma-pressure, galing umagaw. So yun, binigyan na ako ni Ato ng scholarship. And yun,
The rest is history.
yun yung start ng San Beda story ko.
Ako to si L.A. Tenorio.
Nakailang championship kayo, Coach, sa Beda?
Nung nag-residency ako ng second year high school ko, nung third year ko, nag-finals kami
Mhm.
sa NCAA. Natalo kami ng overtime, kalaban namin sila JC Intal and sila JR Reyes. Ayun
Letran.
Letran, Hazul, Reyes, Guevara,
Mhm.
Intal, basta yung mga yan. Ang star player namin nun si John Tabique. If hindi ko alam kung nakakilala niyo pa siya, medyo bata kayo.
Yes, Coach.
So overtime kami noon eh. Tapos yung overtime, talo kami ng jump ball. So, pero puro kami third year players nung mga noon.
Mhm.
Ako, si JV Casio, Ford Araw, Jay Agbayani, Mike Baldos, puro kami third year, Arvin Braganza. Tapos lahat ng tournament na sinalihan namin third year kami, lahat first runner up. Lahat. MMBL, talo kami sa Xavier. Intersecondary, talo kami sa UV, sila Kinyahan, Puntilla. Xavier, sila TY Tang yun, TY Tang, Sammy Young.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Pero nung fourth year kami, lahat ng sinalihan naming tournament, naka-isang NCAA lang kami na champion eh, nung fourth year eh. Pero lahat yun, parang 8 tournaments the whole year sa buong high school. Panalo kami lahat dun.
Okay.
Parang isang beses na panalo buong taon.
Ganda ng career niyo, Coach, kung tutuusin talaga comparatively sa nakakarami ng
San Beda High School, yeah.
Oo, sobrang ganda ng naging career niyo doon. So, Coach, sino yung nabanggit mo yung mga names sa mga teammates niyo. Syempre, ang pinaka-pop dyan si JV. What was it like playing under Coach Ato? And yun nga, ang gagaling ng teammates mo. How was it like for you?
Well, of course, si Coach Ato, knowing him, talagang disciplinarian. Pero aside sa pagiging disciplinarian niya, outside the basketball court, siya parang kaibigan mo lang. So, hindi nga namin, nung may time, walang tumatawag sa kanya ng coach eh. Kasi ang gusto niya, ang tawag lang sa kanya Ato.
Oh, okay.
Ganun. Ato. Kaya maraming players ang tawag sa kanya Ato lang eh. So, may relationship siya outside ng basketball court niya, which is for me very important as a basketball coach.
Yes.
At the same time, yung pag pumasok ko sa office, makita mo yung lahat ng picture ng mga championship teams niya. Yung culture of winning is taught to you by yung the tradition of him winning. Diba? Siyempre, having yung pag pumasok sa office niya, nakita mo yung mga championship teams niya. So talagang you'll have pride and you'll take it upon yourself na challenge na kailangan matuloy ko yung tradition ng winning. Kailangan mahawa ako dun sa mga naunang Red Cubs na this is how San Beda Red Cubs basketball should be played. You need to excel, you need to win tournaments, diba? So, and when you say win tournaments, talagang win by as much as you can.
Oo nga, coach. Eh.
Dapat,
Parang,
ganun eh.
grabe
So,
yung ano, parang, kailan lang ba yun? Last week, parang versus Lourdes, tinambakan ng 100 points nung under 13 natin yung Lourdes Manila.
so ganun eh. So, at an early age talaga, nahanda na ni Ato yung mga, yung mga, yung,
Din sa coach ano eh, parang ewan ko si Coach Jenkins ba yung nagkwento sa akin ito or another Red Cub, former Red Cub. May ibang teams, ang goal lang nila is mapatayo si Coach Ato.
hindi tumatayo yun eh. Nakaupo lang yun.
Oo, nakaupo lang yun. Pero pag sabi nila, pag napatayo na daw yun, okay, okay na.
Pero pag tumayo yun, pag
Oo.
player ka naman niya, kailangan
Ay.
mapaupo mo ulit yun. Kasi pag di mo napaupo yun, pag yun sumigaw, tumatahimik yung buong gym, siya lang naririnig mo.
Ganun?
Ay. Oo, totoo. Naabot ako yung tail end ng career niya as a coach na nagta-transition na siya to athletics director ng San Beda. Yun, naabot ako yun na grabe yung sigaw niya. As in,
Pag sumigaw yun, lahat tahimik, pati yung kalaban tumatahimik.
proud. Siguro pati yung referee.
Yung referee natatakot.
Okay, coach. So, syempre, you had a stellar career with the Red Cubs. And of course, that goes with being yung success nga goes with being a Red Cub. So, syempre, mainit yung pangalan mo coming out of high school. How was your recruitment like, and who were the schools na parang medyo were taking interest?
During the NCAA season, may schools that came to me were LaSalle, Ateneo, UE. UE back then, UE Paul Artadi, James Yap time.
James Yap, yes.
Malakas yung UE nun, Kanyaleta. So yun yung mga UAP teams na lumapit sa akin. UP lumapit sa amin na medyo in the summer na, coming freshman year. So yun yung 4 schools na lumapit sa akin. Yung LaSalle, nag-test pa ako eh. Pinag-test pa nila ako eh. Ng entrance exam nila. So just to be sure, nag-test ako. Sabi baka wala akong pasukan. San Beda also, lumapit sa amin. San Beda College. So yun yung mga schools. Yun lang naman yung options ko nun back then.
So, yun lang yung options. Pero, pare, ito yung mga best basketball programs sa bansa, no? Kami, coach, we've been saying, like, ever since we started this podcast, kami, if not San Beda, we're fans of Ateneo. Kasi, talagang ever since Ateneo kami, Ateneo din kami before we supported San Beda. Kayo naman, bakit Ateneo? Was it like because you were from Ateneo? Bakit hindi UP? Your dad was from UP?
That's malaking factor yun na nanggaling ako ng Ateneo grade school. At the same time, yung pamilya ko kasi talaga, puro Atenista.
Oo.
At saka yung back then, when I was playing, ang pinaka-idol ko kasi talaga yung cousin ko, which is si Olsen Nocella.
Yes.
So, Ateneo alumnus siya. Tapos, syempre, I talked to him in terms of yung mga decisions ko sa basketball ko back then. Even now, before I got the San Beda head coaching job, kinausap ko din siya. So, malaking, of course, my dad also, kinausap ko. So, malaking influence din talaga sa akin yung si Olsen and my dad.
Saka mas malapit na mag-commute.
Isa sa ko rin.
Batang QC ako eh. So, 10 minutes lang, nasa na ako.
Nasa Katipunan na.
Katipunan.
QC kids din kaming dalawa ni Danny. Pares kaming QC. So, coach, so syempre, coming into that season, ang Ateneo kahit papaano, may pangalan na nun eh.
Sila nun, defending champion sila nun.
Yes.
Okay. Yan ba yung Larry Po na share team, coach?
Yes, yan yung block ni Larry kay Cardona.
Yes.
After that season yan, yung freshman season ko.
Okay. Yes,
kaya medyo rin sila. Putok yung name ng Ateneo back then.
Oo, coach. Grabe naman kasi lineup niyo nun. Ang lalakas ng teammates niyo. Like Enrico, yun si Larry, Wesley Gonzalez.
Nung dumating nga ako, graduate na sila.
Oo.
So,
Yun
big
naman
shoes
yung
to fill din eh, no? Nung,
So,
So, parang medyo marami rin sila graduate.
so
So,
coach,
consider ko rin yan. Yung school, yung opportunity to play, di ba? Tsaka yung, yun nga, yung family, decision ng family.
okay. Coach Pao, go.
so coach, alam naman natin na pag sa college, syempre during that time, um, medyo mas matigas sila sa rookies. Kumpara parang feeling ko ngayon, ako ngayon, I haven't watched a practice in a while. Pero kasi base sa mga kwento ng mga ibang UAP players and especially NCAA players, pag rookie ka, syempre itetest ka ng veterans mo. Did you experience that din?
Hindi masyado.
Okay.
Kasi nung dumating kami sa San Beda, ako, si Ford Araw, si Mike Baldos, tsaka si Arvin Braganza, 4 kami. Dumating kami sa Ateneo from San Beda. Maraming bidista sa Ateneo basketball team. Andun si LA, andun si Magnum, coaching staff, andun si Coach Jamaica Harin, which is bidista rin.
Okay.
So, medyo welcome kami when we came here. So, tsaka yung Ateneo naman, hindi naman sila welcome to Ateneo, tapos
Bang.
hindi ganun. It's more of we welcome talaga ka na maayos.
Hindi ka agawan ng bola pa nag-spin move ka, ganun.
Hindi na, kasi kilala ko na siya eh. Kilala ko na si LA yun eh. So, hindi niya na ako maagawan. So, ganun. Hindi kami yung welcome na sinuntok or hindi ganun. Hindi ganun yung culture sa Ateneo.
Okay. So, coach, coming into that season, may playing time na ba agad kayo?
Hindi, wala actually. Ang tawag dito? Red jersey ba? Yellow jersey ba ako? Parang ganun yung nag-sit out ako ng first year ko eh. Just to save a playing year. Kasi nga, sabi nila, kung ila-line up ako, magiging 4th point guard ako.
Sayang din.
Oo, so hindi rin ako makakalaro. So nag-usap kami with si Coach Sandy kasi incoming head coach na noon eh. Last year na ni Coach Joel Banal. So sabi ni Coach Sandy, hintayin mo na lang pagpasok ko, at least hindi masayang yung 1 year mo. Which paid off for me. Kasi yung last year ko yung nag-champion ako eh, noong 2008. So sit out ako ng first year ko just to save a playing year. Tapos pero naglaro ako. Tapos help me adjust also sa academics. Which is yun yung isang very important na factor for me is yung academics na ko sa Ateneo.
Tsaka pati din sa yun din na impart mo sa Red Lions ngayon, kasi we've been talking to our professors kasi marketing din kami ni Coach Pao in college. Siyempre, most of our Red Lions are marketing rin. And sabi ng mga professors, wala daw sila masabi sa mga Red Lions last season kasi studios din daw sa pag-aaral.
Oh, no, kailangan nila pumasok.
Hindi
Pag
pwedeng
sila pumasok tsaka good students din, in fairness, yung players natin last year. Ay, itong season 99.
Yes po.
Talagang nag-effort sila pumasok and mababait na mga bata. Yung
Yes.
mga sila.
Shout out
Hindi
daw
naman
kay Alex Viser. Sobrang studious daw na bata ni Alex sa IT.
si
And
Alex, si Jacob, Yuki, sila Josh. Yan, walang problema pumasok yung mga yan. Hindi namin kailangan na paalalahanan.
after nga daw ng practice yun, nagbabantay pa daw sa booth si Yuki ng marketing.
Oh, estudyante rin talaga sila. Estudyante sila bago sila mga basketball player. Yun yung lagi namin sinasabi sa kanila.
Sige coach, sige, UAAP champion 2008, tama po?
Yes.
Tapos what happened after yung pro career? Ay sige, Coach Pao.
Yeah. Before the 2008 championship, coach, nandun na kayo ng 06, no?
Nung finals against UST, yes, nandun na ako.
Yes. What was that experience like? Kasi honestly, that championship, yung series na yun is one of the most remembered. Sa lahat ng championship, parang feeling ko, isa din sa pinaka-remembered na championship series in UAAP history. How was that like for you? What was the experience for you?
Actually, yun yung first year siguro na I was part of the rotation. nasa second group ako noon eh. First group namin si Maki. Ang second group namin it's either me, Jai, and Eric Salamat. So ano kami, rotate kami tatlo doon eh. Ano yan, of course, heartbreaking yung finals namin on game 3 we lost. We won yung game 1 through
Kay
the Doug Kramer play.
Yes.
Tapos we won game 2. Tapos nagbagyo nun eh. Nung we had the momentum, na-cancel yung game parang umabot ng 10 days before we played the third game. So parang feeling namin na wala yung momentum namin nun. So yun nga, very heartbroken kami nung season na yun, but at the same time, first time nag-finals ng marami sa amin. Sila Chris, ako, Raba, first time namin nag-finals. Kahit si Ford Araw na ano siya, last year niya noong 2007 eh. Pero yung experience na yun was very, very valuable for us coming into the next 2 years. And 5-peat. Sila Eric Salamat, Jai, kasama sa maraming wins sa 5-peat yun eh. Also, yung think very important for us back then was yung mga veterans namin, si Doug, JC, and Maki. It's just how they showed their leadership through example. Kasi syempre pagka 5th year ka na, usually nagma-masters ka lang yan o nagsi-second degree ka na eh. So you have more time of being in the gym. So makikita mo yung tatlong leaders namin, veterans namin, they were always early in the gym shooting. They were doing extra work sa gym. So makikita mo sila, ang sisipag nila. So as a the younger part of the team, kami mga second year, third year players, pag nakikita mo yun, syempre, kailangan sumunod ka.
Yes.
Sumunod ka kasi hindi naman kailangan pero na-inspire ka rin sumunod. So tingin ko nakatulong sa amin yun in terms of noong 2007, naging habit na sa amin yung ganun. Noong 2008, yun nga, nanalo na kami. Hanggang sunod-sunod na yung championship hanggang 5-peat. Wow. So very valuable yung 2007 year sa amin na yan. 2006 year sa amin.
Actually, Coach, a lot of people do believe that the 2006 loss really built the Ateneo dynasty. Yung talong yun.
Yung malaking experience yung talo namin na yun for us. Kaya in terms of yun nga, leadership and yung losing.
Yeah. So, Coach, okay, so you guys won. How was that feeling nung nanalo naman na kayo noong 2008? Was it vindication?
Parang nobody expected us to win noong 2008 eh.
Yeah, they did it.
Parang tong season 99 ng San Beda. Pero what was important for us is us in our circle believe that it's that we can win. Ang defending champion nun Lasal eh. 2007 nag-champion Lasal eh. So coming into in 2008 na ang graduating lang is me and dalawa lang kami ni Christian mag-graduate eh. Parang narinig ko pa nga nun sa outside the circle is ang mananalo yung Ateneo mga 2009, 2010 pa eh. So sabi ko, it's unfair naman sa amin ni Christian.
Yes.
Pero yun nga, but we also believe nga, us in the team, the coaches, that we can win yung 2008. And we did. And yun yung breakout year ni Raba. So, yun medyo nag-breakout year si Raba. And nag-MVP season siya yun eh.
Grabe si Raba nun, Coach.
Malaking tulong dun sa 08 championship yun.
Again, the narratives. Sabi 08 Ateneo team yung hindi pa magcha-champion 09, 010. Tapos same with San Beda din this year. Sabi season 99, it's a good team pero it's not yet the championship caliber. Season 100 daw yung magcha-champion pa, but you proved them wrong. Time and time again, Coach. Even yung loss nyo sa UST, parang it became a trampoline para to start that 5-peat for Ateneo. At the same time, yung mga nakausap din namin yung Red Lions, the second round losses, the second round losses, yung first 4 games na puro talo, lagi nila sinasabi sa amin, parang si Peter, na if it wasn't for that, hindi daw kayo magcha-champion this last season. Parang you guys, ikaw coach, you know how to jump off from big losses to winning championships. Ang galing. At sanay ka na pala sa mga ganun.
It's really it's siguro yung start the way back January last year.
Mm.
It's yung team namin started working January last year, and that confidence and that belief in yourself
Mhm.
as a player and as a coach to your player, as a player to your coach, starts January when when we did our skill work.
Mhm.
Well, when they were doing their gym, every time we're in practice sa court, yung hard work that you do early is what you go back to when tough times happen during the season. So mentally, you're ready for whatever challenge there is. Kasi we try to challenge our players during the early part of the season. Medyo mahirap yung practices namin eh.
Mhm.
So aside from sa skill work, may mental factor siya na if you're struggling, you have to keep on pushing yourself. Kasama yun dun sa sa preparation namin eh.
Yeah.
And I think yun lang ibabalikan namin na you keep on believing yourself because of the work that you did before the season. You keep on pushing forward because of for your teammates that work hard for you and for your coaches and vice versa that all work hard and believe in you. So yun lang yung mentality namin eh. Basta ang mentality namin is whatever happens, we keep on moving forward and tiwala kami as a coach, tiwala kami sa player namin and we can see our players believe in what we're trying to do, which is very important even if you're struggling. So ganun lang kami. We just took it one game at a time and believe in ourselves. And yung mentality na forget about the struggles, we keep on moving forward and we try to do it better and work harder. Ganun lang yung mentality namin.
Coach, hearing you talk, parang feeling ko isusot ko na ulit yung jersey ko.
Mag-basketball na ulit tayo.
Basketball na ulit ako. Sige, coach. Put me in, coach. Pero, talking to you right now, parang natural talaga sa inyo yung magko-coach. Was that, like, alam niyo na ba agad, coming out of Ateneo, that you're gonna go into coaching?
Nung 2008 year, sabi ko nga pag last year mo na of playing sa UAP, you have more time, diba, as outside the classrooms. So aside from me doing extra work sa basketball court saka sa gym, I still had more time of waiting for practices to start. So what I did back then was I went to the basketball office and I was just sitting beside sila Coach Sandy, Coach Jamay, Coach Norman, while they were preparing us for practices and games. While they were viewing games, may coaches meeting, may viewing ng game. Nandun lang ako. I always stayed beside them kasi may tambayan doon sa basketball office namin. So I saw how they work and prepared us for games. And it really inspired me that, as a player, syempre, pagka bata ka player, kasi sabi mo, kami na yung naglaro sa court eh. We are the one who's gonna make a difference in a game. It depends on us if we make shots, if we make stops. Pero that opportunity of me being in the basketball office and seeing yung coaches ko back then the work that they did really inspired me and parang na-realize ko na coaching really has a impact in games. Diba?
Definitely.
May difference talaga ang good coaching sa games eh. So doon ko na isip na hindi naman ako ganoon ka-skillful. Yes, hardworking ako. Sabi ko, aside from being dream ko na maging PBA player, parang ngayon nagle-level na rin yung dream ko of being a basketball coach. Oo, so parang parang gusto ko maging basketball coach, seeing them how they influence us in basketball game. How the person that they are, si Coach Sandy hanggang ngayon, like kasama ko sa TNT. I always talk to him about not just basketball but also life. Diba? So, yun, na-inspired ako sa coaches ko back then. And yun nga, sinabi ko sa sarili ko, parang gusto ko maging basketball coach.
Okay, so
Ayun.
talagang off the bat, pag-basketball coach ako,
Ah,
kayo. Tapos, ito naman coach, you were once offered naman the position of Red Cubs coaching job. So,
Yeah, nung I was offered nung I couldn't remember the year pero parang the year na nawala si Coach Britt
mm,
2008.
before Coach JB.
before
Oo,
Coach AB.
oo.
Before Coach JB, in-offer na sa akin ni Ato yung coaching job. Ano pa lang yata ako nito eh. I was starting as a coach pa lang sa Ateneo.
Sa Eaglets.
Si Ateneo ang unang nagbigay sa akin ng opportunity to coach.
Mm,
Kasi nga alam nila, siguro nakita rin nila na pwede ako maging coach. So binigyan nila ako ng opportunity. Ano to? 2009, after ko mag-graduate.
okay.
Binigyan nila ako opportunity mag-coach. Sa Ateneo women's team pa.
Ateneo, before the Eaglets po.
Before the Eaglets, Ateneo women's team with Coach Epok, Boss Epok Kimpo. So
Epok Kimpo.
linagyan ako nila Father Nemi and Tita Debbie. Just to start my coaching career.
How did it feel naman po na si Coach Ato pa yung nag-offer sa'yo sa Red Cubs noon? Siyempre, coach nyo before and it was the great Coach Ato Batolato.
Yeah. Kasi, nung nagko-coach ako nung women's, nagko-coach na rin ako ng Team B ng seniors. Yung Team B ng seniors, ang sinasalihan namin, Father Martins.
Sa Beda.
Sa Beda. Ang commissioner ng Father Martins,
Siya.
si Ato.
Oo.
So pag may game ako ng Team B ng Ateneo, lagi nandun si Ato nanonood. Siguro doon niya ako nakita na nag-coach. So siguro after, hindi ko lang, mga 1 year, 2 years pa lang yata nag-coach sa Team B nun. Yun na yung nangyari ni Coach Bit. So kinausap niya ako kung gusto ko rin mag-coach ng San Beda Red Cubs. So napaisip ako. Sabi ko, if ever man magko-coach man ako, diba, gusto ko sa alma mater ko. Either sa Ateneo or sa San Beda. Yun lang. Actually, before nung San Beda job, may mga other NCAA teams na lumapit na rin sa akin eh. Pero, yung diretso, nag-no ako. Sabi ko, doon lang sa alma mater. Kasi mas gusto ko yung may purpose yung coaching ko eh. Ayoko yung nag-coach na ako. Ayoko lang nag-coach na ako for the job. Sa pro, pwede ko gawin yan.
Yes.
Diba? Pero pagka mag-coach ako ng university o ng school, gusto ko kung saan ako galing.
Amen.
So, iba talaga coach yung college basketball eh. Iba yung puso. Hindi pero iba yung emotions. Iba yung emotions, iba yung puso.
Iba yung pinaglalaban mo yung kung saan ka nang galing. Diba? Parang pinaglalaban mo yung family mo. Pinaglalaban mo yung alam mo yung ganun. So hindi ka nasa school dahil empleyado ka.
Yes. Totoo. So coach,
more than
having that experience of coaching, syempre you went through a lot of 3 of the biggest teams in college basketball these days. Coach Norman Black, Coach Poe Perasol, and Coach Tab Baldwin. How was that experience under these coaches? And yun nga, winning program, one of the most winningest program in the UAP the past 10 years. Hindi lang 10 years. Probably 20, ganun. So, how was that for you coming into that?
Lots of learnings, of course. And I'm very grateful ako sa Ateneo na binigay sa akin yung experience na yun. Pero maraming learnings, lots of positives and lots of difficulties also. Kasi yung mga time din naman, hindi kami nanalo. Diba? But all you can do is, diba, move forward and keep on learning as a young coach. Diba? As a young coach, keep on asking. Swerte nga lang din ako kasi may Team B ako through all those years. Ako yung nag-head coach ng Team B through all those years. So, kung ano man natutunan ko kay Coach Norman, sinusubukan ko gawin sa Team B. Kasi ano yun meron kang free will to do what you think, uy, parang okay to kunin ko nga to. Parang di bagay sa akin to, ibahin ko nga ng konti para magbagay doon sa team ko. So, every year, diba, dumating si Coach Bo, ganun din. Dumating si Coach Tab, ganun din ako. So, ang tagal ko nag-coach ng Team B. So, every year, as a Team B head coach, may ginagawa ako from them, yung 3 coaches na yun. Tapos at the same time, every year, bago ang team mo.
Yes.
Kasi sa Team B, hindi every year. Kasi mag-residency si Chris Newsome, next year wala na si Chris Newsome. Mag-residency, itong year na to, may import ka kasi first time dumating nila Ike, first time mo mag-handle ng import.
Oo.
Kung mahirap yun, mahirap yun.
Mahirap yan.
Next year, wala na sila. 2 years
Oo.
sila mag-residency, next year wala na. Dumating si Coco Pinggoy. May residency year. Kasi UAP to UAP. Next year, wala na siya.
Yes.
Every
Oo.
year, iba lagi yung team ko. Dumating si Adrian Wong, dumating si CJ Perez. Na-kick out. Next year, wala na siya. Ano yung every year,
Oo.
iba-iba yung team mo. So, kailangan maging flexible ka talaga. Kailangan mo maging agile.
Yes.
At maka-adapt ka sa team mo every year using one system ni Coach Norman. Ibang system naman si Coach Bo. Kasi kailangan pag kinolap sila, kailangan alam nila yung ginagawa nila. So yun yung part ng job ko as a team B head coach. At the same time, kailangan naglaro sila.
Para kang coach, no? Team, parang USNCAA. Yung mga yung paiba-iba din ng team kada taon. Yung mga nagpapa-declare for the draft, yung mga first year pa lang, tapos na magde-declare na ng draft, wala na, iba na yung team mo.
Kasi yung nangyari. Kasi sa San Beda, every year, iba yung team ko eh. Sabi ko sanay ako sa every year, iba yung team. Kaya sabi ko, hindi naman bago sa akin yun.
Okay. So, yun, nabanggit nyo na rin San Beda, coach. So, how did the San Beda job come through and what was your thought process?
During the bubble season, nasa loob pa kami ng bubble ng UAP. Ito yung finals namin against UP when we lost. Parang narinig ko, of course, MVP group yung San Beda Ateneo, that they were looking for San Beda head coach nga to replace Coach Boyet. Wala. Pinakinggan ko lang, tubas sa kabilang tenga ko. Kasi sabi ko, sa Ateneo pa ako noon, middle of the season yun eh. So, pero siyempre, pinagdadasal namin, sana mag-stay si Coach Boyet kasi kasama namin si Coach Boyet sa sa Gilas pandemic. Wala lang, ganoon lang. So, eventually, parang nagmi-meeting sila with MVP, parang nag-mention ng mga names na possible coaches for the San Beda basketball team. Hindi ko lang paano na-mention yung pangalan ko. Pero, hindi ako ang first option. Actually, hindi ako ang first, hindi ako ang second, hindi ako third option na maging head coach ng San Beda, alam ko eh. Kasi minention naman yung pangalan ko. Parang first option pa yata nun, hindi ko alam kung sino, pero dumating pangalan ni Coach Aldin, pangalan ni Coach Frankie, which are, I'm sure, sabi ko, wala yan. Binanggit lang yung pangalan ko yun kasi yung mga coaches na to, Coach Aldin, Coach Frankie, Coach Louie pa yata. Mas magagaling na coaches naman sa akin yan. Diba? So, hindi ko inisip, hindi ko in-aspire na maging coach ng San Beda back then. So eventually nga, parang for some reason, hindi umukay kay Coach Aldin. And so on. Hanggang parang wala silang option, parang ako na lang yata naiwan. So, sinabihan ako ng MVP group through Tita Debbie and kahit yung Ateneo, kinausap ako, sabi pag-isip ako mabuti kasi hindi magiging madali. Pero at the same time, kinausap din ako, yun nga, yung si Tita Debbie Tan is with Ateneo at the same time he works for the MVP group. And she has been guiding me ever since nung naglaro ako, nag-aaral ako, until nag-coach ako. Siya yung tumulong sa akin start mag-coach eh. Siya yung nagbigay opportunity sa akin. Sabi niya sa akin, eventually you have to get out of your comfort zone. Diba? Challenge yourself. So, parang nung sinabi niya sa akin nun, parang kinabahan pa nga ako. Sabi, so, ba't niya sinasabi to? Parang gusto niya ba ako umalis na dito? Parang gano'n. So, hanggang medyo umiingay na yung pangalan ko as coach ng San Beda. May dinner kami with MVP, TNT with MVP. May dinner kami. Umiiwas pa ako kay MVP noon eh.
Okay.
Kasi sabi ko kapag Baka pagka kinausap niya ako, sabihin niya na sa akin na ako na yung mag-coach ng San Beda.
Mm.
So, nag-dinner sila sa isang table, doon ako sa pinakamalayong table. Kasi hindi pa nga ako, sabi ko, kaya ko na ba to? Siyempre, may doubts ka na sa sarili mo.
Mm.
Pero, yun nga, eventually, pinatawag niya ako. At sinabi nga na, so what do you think about the San Beda coaching job? Siyempre, as your boss, sabi ko sa kanya, whatever po yung decision niyo, boss, of course, I'll follow. Susunod ako sa kanya. Di ba? So, yun. So, hanggang naayos yung lahat, yun, nag-start na ako sa San Beda.
Okay. Tapos,
Grabe. Ay,
sige, coach pa, ikaw muna.
grabe din yung ano yun, coach, no? Yung pagdating niyo din dito, parang ang ganda ng storya. And considering din na dumating kayo, 1
Nag-alisan
month,
nga ng player.
nag-alisan yung player.
Yung unang taon ko pa lang, nag-alisan na yung mga player eh.
Oo eh.
Hindi yung last year bago pa ako. Yung year pa lang nila James tsaka nila Bayo. Diba?
Oo.
Dami na wala nun. Sa coach, nung dumating kayo, gusto ko rin i-point out, 1 month before the start of the season?
Yung mga 2.5.
Mga ganun? Basta ang
2.5
bilis.
naman. Tapos nung dumating ako, sabi ko, ano nangyari dito? Bakit yung mga player wala? Bakit nag-aalisan yung mga player? So hindi ko pa alam yung medyo naive ako dumating eh. Kasi syempre sa Ateneo, pagka player ka na at naglaro ka na, hindi ako aalis dito hanggang tanggalin niyo ako. Alam mo yung ganun?
Oo.
Ganun yung sa sa Ateneo eh. Bakit ikaw sa Beta, bakit mga player pa kailangan ko usapin para maglaro? Ba't nag-aalisan yung mga player dito? So anyway, so medyo na-culture shock. But sabi ko, sige, kung sino nun dyan. Sanay ako sa Team B. Pag umaalis yung mga player, bago lagi team ko. Okay, go. Game. 2 months. NC. Laban.
Ginawa ko Father Martins yung first round.
So, wala eh. Ganun eh. Late kami.
Coach, parang yung first round nyo, parang pre-season nyo eh.
Parang ganun na nga. First round namin. Parang ano kami nun. Win-loss. Ganun kami.
Oo, coach.
Yung first round.
Alam mo yun? Like,
sabi ko, hindi ako maka-back-to-back wins
honestly, coach, parang sa akin, syempre, San Beda is still San Beda. The expectation is to win. Pero I think everybody understood how big of a job you were given, how difficult it was. Kasi nga, 2 months is not enough for you to get to know your players and for them to get to know you and your system.
At saka medyo challenging din yung system na pinasok ko. So sabi ko medyo unfair din sa team, sa players. So sinubukan ko rin simplihan. And in fairness naman do sa guys that played yung season 98. I think relatively they did well at nakapasok kami ng Final Four. Diba? Medyo we had to ride nga lang si James tsaka si JB Bayo nung season na yun. Kaya nag-mythical yung dalawa na yun nung season na yun eh.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, yes. This saka coach, kumbaga, coming into that season din, syempre, sabi mo nga, nag-aalisan. The fact that medyo kahit paano nakapag-buy-in sila for you guys to get into a Final Four shot says a lot. Kasi syempre, I'm sure, not to get into the specifics, syempre, naging magulo yung previous season. Tapos, nag-aalisan, culture shock ka pa. Laking bagay nun. But, fortunately, nakapag Final Four, pero unfortunately, hanggang Final Four lang. San Beda, medyo iba ang expectation. Parang,
yes. Alam naman natin yan.
What was the mindset coming into the off-season and in preparation to season 99?
Yun nga, so yung season 99 preparation is, yung mindset lang namin is to prepare. Paghandaan natin, di ba? Unlike last season, we came in late. Sinorkat namin yung mga teaching points namin, yung system namin, sinorkat namin. So ito, sabi ko, at least may 1 year tayo paghandaan natin. So paghandaan natin mabuti, let's plot our calendars properly, the tournaments properly. September yung NCAA, kailangan ma-plot natin yung tournaments natin, kailangan di sila mapagod, kailangan at the same time mahanda namin sila. So, mas nakapaganda kami
Oo.
coming to season 99. And nakapagturo kami
Yes.
ng mabuti.
Grabe nga kayo ka-detailed daw sa sabi ni Peter din sa isang episode namin. The way you do basketball is very detailed. Parang ito yung first five, second five, tapos yung board daw dun sa classroom 12Y pa. Punong-puno daw talaga ng mga schematics nyo, no? So,
Oo.
parang management engineering mo kayo sa Ateneo? Kaya daming gano'n.
Ano ko, interdisciplinary, so may psychology ako eh. So, psychology.
Kaya naman pala.
Hindi. Ganun lang ako nasanay na yun yung natutunan ko kay Coach Tab. Yung 3-peat namin. How it's done. Siyempre, if it's working, diba, try to adopt, learn from it, diba? And gawin mo. So, as much as we want to have details at the same time, ayoko rin masyado ng nakabox, nakakahon naman yung mga players. So, meron lang silang may mga guidelines that they need to follow. So, details are, kasi ako visual ako eh. Yung iba kasi, baka listening.
Auditory.
Yung listening, hindi nila strength eh. Kaya pagka, naglalagay din ako ng yung kaya ganun yung board namin, just for the visual guys. Pero kasi sila UP, may mga guys kami na na magaling makinig, they can comprehend quick. Diba? But the other guys, you need to be able to, yung makita nila while sinasabi mo. So, iba-iba yan eh. Siguro, yun yung psychologist side nung
talaga na-apply nyo lahat, no?
So, ganun.
So, Coach, okay, so season, yung US, tanungin ko rin sa inyo, Coach, kasi kanento sa amin to ni Peter eh, yung naiwan nila si JE. Siya kasi Pai sa US.
Hindi ko alam kung ano nangyari dun eh. Kasi nasa Universal kami. Call time namin, alam ko, aalis ng 6, sabihan ng 6 p.m. Para mapunta na sila lahat sa bus, sa van. Alam ko may mga nag-CR.
Oo.
Kasi Universal meron yung yung Universal Walk.
Opo.
Sa LA. Diba? Tapos may Universal Walk. May mga store. Papunta sa car park. And papunta na sa car park na sila, bumalik sila doon sa CR. Nung nag-CR sila,
naiwan.
Hindi, paglabas sila ng CR, siyempre nakita yata nila yung tindahan ng mga baseball hat, ng mga jersey. Dumaan sila doon. Hanggang akala nung isang van, nandun si JE sa isang kotse. Akala naman ng isang van, nandun si JE sa isang kotse. Kasi nakita na nila si JE doon sa sa waiting area eh.
Opo.
So, hindi nila alam, nag-CR pala. At stop over ng isang store.
Opo.
So, umalis yung dalawang van, knowing na andun si JE sa kabilang kotse. Andun si JE sa kabilang kotse. Naiwan. So, si Peter medyo guilty. Hindi naman guilty, pero sabi niya kasalanan niya kasi nga dapat, as a leader, dapat walang naiwan. At the same time, pinagalitan din namin si JE na pag may call time, diba, disiplina, sumunod ka kung anong oras call time mo.
Opo.
Ganun ba ka-importante na bumili ka ng sombrero ng LA? Diba? So, hindi ko lang kung sombrero ang binili niya. So, medyo na-sermon na sila ni Boss Jude, which is, of course, very, very important sa amin yung following instructions eh. So, kasama din yun. Outside the basketball, yung discipline din.
Yes, Coach. Pero, taon-tawa ako doon sa kwentong yun eh. Kasi, I've been following
Nagpa-Uber si Peter.
Nagpa-Uber?
Yes, Coach. Nagpa-Uber. Tapos, para nag-players meeting sila. Tapos,
si
tawa
Dami.
ako sa descript si Dami, yung minuro doon.
Ginalit mo ko!
Sinabihan ko rin naman si Dami noon na
easy lang.
Okay na, napagalitan. Pero huwag mo naman na. Ganun lang talaga si Dami. Medyo medyo.
Okay lang yung Coach.
Yung si Dami. Kaya.
Pero
that's yung style of leadership niya. So,
naman, Coach.
Tsaka big brother siya eh. Big brother talaga sa team din.
Pero, Coach, honestly, what was your siyempre nakapag-training sa US, maganda yung naging experience nyo. Sabi rin ng mga players eh. Pero, siguro naririnig nyo rin coming into the season, the predictions of a lot of pundits na hindi kayo papasok sa Final Four. What was your personal reaction? Parang ano yung pakiramdam mo nun?
Honestly, wala.
Oo.
Sabi ko nga kasi nag-sorry sa akin si Anton Rojas.
Mm.
Oo.
Nag-sorry sa akin kasi di raw niya ako pinili sa meron sa Final Four. Sabi ko doesn't matter. Sabi ko, yung Final Four prediction, that's for the media.
Oo.
That's for the people watching. Diba?
Mm-mm.
So, sabi ko nga, it doesn't matter what people from outside the circle thinks, yung kung anong sabihin nila. What's more important is us, what we know, what our capabilities are because of the hard work we did early January. So, I'm not bothered. I'm not hurt that na hindi kami pinili sa Final Four.
Mm.
Trabaho naman nila is to choose and to, so wala. Bali wala. Yung what media says doesn't affect me much. And what I say in media isn't always true din naman.
Yeah.
Diba? So, ganun lang yan.
Sige, coach. You proved them wrong nung first round. As in, you only lost to 2 teams. Sa Mapua, I think nagulat lang kayo, no? Na biglang
Second game namin yung Mapua. Yeah.
nung
Yeah.
Mapua. Tapos Lyceum, natalo din kayo. Pero 2 losses. It was good run for the first round. Ano nangyari nung second round? Nung bigla kayong nasunod-sunod na talo?
Yung last game namin ng first round against EAC,
Yes.
yung nag-flashback si Yuki at na-pull niya hamstring niya.
Yeah.
Yes.
So nung first 2 games, coming to the first 2 games namin ng eliminations, wala si Yuki. Dalawang talo namin. At first, ako as a coach, sabi ko, okay lang kahit wala si Yuki, may iba naman si step up eh. Ganun kasi ko eh, I believe in the group ng players that I have.
Yes.
So kahit mawala si Jacob, kahit mawala si Yuki, sabi ko, andyan naman si Alex eh, andyan naman si Cliff, andyan si Dami, kaya na mag-step up. I can put Jom at the 4. Diba? So, not yet, wait. Sorry. So, yun yung belief ko. But, yun nga, ang sinabi sa akin nila, coach naman, tsaka ng coaching staff, sila Coach B, malaking bagay talaga si Yuki sa system namin, especially yung kalaban namin is hard defensive teams, diba? Malaking bagay yung may spacer ka, may decision maker ka. Aside kay Jacob, sabi ko, decision maker naman lahat ng ginagawa natin sa kanila. So hindi ako naniniwala, hindi ako masyadong naniniwala doon. Kasi mataas yung pride ko na naturuan namin yung mga players namin na maging basketball players and good decision makers. But come to think of it now, malaking bagay talaga din nawala si Yuki nun. Kasi nga, kita niyo naman, yung pagbalik niya, nag-career high siya, sunod-sunod yung good games niya, hanggang game yung finals, yung linaro niya. So, yun yung story behind that. At the same time, hindi ko lang kung naka-affect. Medyo backstory to. Medyo nung before the break, mag All Souls Day yun eh, November 1, November 2. Tinanong ako ng mga player nung break, nung schedule ng break. After yung mag-break na after the first 2 games na eliminations ng second round.
Yes.
So, me, knowing na baka uwi sa pamilya, diba? Spend time with family. So, binigay ko yung schedule schedule namin. Mag-break tayo ng 3 days, 4 days. November 1 to, game namin yata 31 eh.
Apo.
31 eh. Sige, pag-break in, para pay respect naman doon sa mga namatay nila, spend time with family, baka gusto umuwi ng province. Kasi mga nasa dorm yan eh. Binigay ko yung schedule. So, nung 2 games, natalo kami, ang nalaman ko na lang, nag-schedule pala sila ng kalahati yata ng team, nag-schedule ng ano to? LU.
Ah, agoy.
Oo,
Mm.
nag-schedule sila ng LU. So,
Oo.
parang naisip ko rin na wala sa focus yung players coming into the first 2 games eliminations. Kasi
Mm.
syempre, yun ang iniisip nilang bakasyon nang iniisip eh.
Oh, party na.
Party, di ko lang party yung LU eh, pero bakasyon ang iniisip. So, it's just, hindi, as a basketball player na coming into games, thinking of yung vacation mo, looking forward to your vacation,
Mm.
diba? Won't go well when you play games. Parang syempre, uy, bakasyon. Relax yung utak mo eh.
Mm.
Wala ka
Yes,
doon
yes.
wala yung mindset mo, wala yung focus mo sa game na, okay, we have to play hard.
Mm.
So, tingin ko naka-affect yun doon sa 2 games na natalo kami. Alam nila, Peter, kaya dapat tinanong sila niyan eh.
Oh,
Pero
di na
alam
kwento,
nila.
di na kwento sa
Di na
amin yung
kwento,
LU na
coach.
yan eh.
Oh,
Di
Thank
na
you,
kwento
coach.
yung LU. Thank you, coach, ah. Ah,
So, natalo kami ng 2 games ng 31. Pinabreak ko yung November 1. Sabi ko, sige, spend time with your family. Balik kayo November 2 ng afternoon. Nakaschedule na sila na umalis na.
Oo. Bumalik sila, coach.
Ha?
Hindi
Bumalik
siya
sila.
umalis.
Pwede na magpaalam sa akin na nakaschedule na nga, nabayaran na raw nila, ganyan. Sabi ko, hindi, balik kayo. Talo kami 2 games eh.
Mm.
Oo.
Sabi ko, hindi, balik kayo November 2. Practice kami November 2, 3, 4.
Oo.
Saka hindi lang practice.
Talagang grabing ano.
Oo.
Ano bang,
Parang kami bumalik sa January.
oh, yun ang nakwento sa amin.
Ah,
Yun ang nakwento
oo.
sa amin. Na parang binalikan nyo daw talaga lahat nung
Parang kami
time na
bumalik
yun.
sa January. So, yun.
Ready na for the next games nun, no? Sige, skip
Sana
tayo.
Pero,
Oh.
next game namin afternoon, EYAC, nanalo naman kami.
Mm.
After EYAC. Tapos natalo kami ulit ng
Mapua.
Papua. Tapos
Yeah.
Perpetual natalo kami.
Oo.
Ay, natalo kami ng Perpetual, tapos natalo kami ng Papua.
Yes,
Oo.
yes. That's how it went.
That's how it
Tapos,
went.
Tapos
after nun, do or die na lahat.
Tudor na lahat.
Sabi sa amin ni Peter, parang you were taking it one game at a time. Pero, was there any doubt in your head na parang baka di na umabot ng Final Four?
Hindi naman. Hindi naman pumasok sa utak ko na hindi kami abot ng Final Four. O nag-doubt ako sa team namin or sa amin. Ang sabi ko nga wag na natin isipin yung outcome ng game if you win or you lose. Let's just think of, 'di ba, yung
Magagawa mo.
moment na naglaro ka, just give your best mo, do the things that we work on, yung game plan namin. Ganun lang, para hindi na namin inisip na, naku, pag natalo kami, tanggal kami. So, hindi namin pressure yung sarili namin about that. So, every game, ganun lang kami. Huwag nyo naisipin kung manalo man tayo, basta lumaban lang tayo. Gawin lang natin yung mga pinractice natin tsaka mga kailangan natin gawin. Hanggang,
Okay, coach.
yan, sunod-sunod na yung wins.
Okay, coach. So, ayun napanalo natin. Actually, we're speeding through the season 99. Pero, going into the Final Four, syempre, dehado. Dehado kasi twice to beat eh. In that sense. Dehado in that sense. So, and, pero ang alam ko nga, we just beat them, yung Lyceum, tinalo natin sa second round. And, how was that coming into the Final Four na, kapasok tayo Final Four, pero we're twice to beat. What was the mindset here?
Coming into the Final Four, I think yung win namin against them during the eliminations ng second round was very important for us.
Yes.
Very important for us, for our players to believe that, kasi we never won against LPU season 98 eh. Hindi kami nanalo sa kanila. Hindi kami nanalo sa kanila ng first round ng season 99. Diba? So yung panalo ng season second round was very important for us in terms of believing that kaya pala natin talunin yung LPU eh.
Agreed.
So coming into the eliminations, the playoffs, natapat kami sa LPU, sabi namin, sige, mas okay na to na sa LPU tayo natapat at natalo natin sila isang beses nung eliminations kaysa sa Mapua na hindi namin natalo. So, yun nga, naghanda kami, coaches met and gumawa ng 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 call this game plan.
Plan.
The players executed, followed. So, yun. Very the win nung second round gave us confidence coming into the playoffs against them.
Yeah, and feeling ko, coach, parang doon sa playoffs na yun, feeling ko doon talaga nag-come into yung mga players, lalo yung mga bata, sila Nigel, sila AJ, si Eman, like the younger players. I think doon din, medyo lumabas din yung laro nila in that series. Okay, so finals na. And what was it like coming into as a rookie, as a second year coach? This is your first finals as a coach. How was it like for you?
It's just for me, sorry.
Mm.
Hindi sa nagyayabang ako or ano. I can say as a basketball player nung naglaro ko, I've been in lots of similar situations. As a coach, assistant coach for the Ateneo, assistant coach for TNT, diba? I was very lucky to be in the same situation. Finals, game 3, do or dies, game 7, winning the championship, diba? Three-peat with Ateneo, yung as an assistant coach. So, parang it's just another basketball game for me. No pressure. And preparation also, I was very confident in terms of our preparation for season 99 coming into the playoffs and the finals. Sabi ko nga sa players ko before the playoffs is last year when we reached the Final Four against CSP with JP and James. I wasn't that confident because we were diba, as a coach, you weren't able to prepare your players well. You weren't able to teach them well. You didn't have time to strengthen their body, strengthen their minds, make them understand basketball, yung system mo. But sabi ko, coming into this season, yung playoffs nitong season 99, I'm very confident kasi nga, nakapaghanda kami in terms of, yun nga, yung katawan namin, yung knowledge namin, yung system, confidence, them running the system. So sabi ko, very confident ako this playoffs with this group of players because of the preparation that we had. So same yung playoffs. Diba? We had time to prepare. The players, I saw them work hard during the preseason, during summer. So, yun nga, confidence comes from preparation for me. Yun yung ano ko and experience.
Yeah. So, okay, coach. So, yeah, you guys were lost game 1 and then game 2 nakabawi. Game 3.
Wait lang. Before game 3, gusto ko na tong itanong kay coach. Matagal ko nang sinasabi sa podcast. Coach, after game 2, there was an article kasi you played AJ Royo for starting point guard. Tapos when I saw the article, bakit nyo daw pinasok sa AJ Royo, I thought there was something, parang strategic. Although, strategic naman talaga kasi when we asked AJ about it, he told us. Pero we want to hear it from you. Pero before that, ang sabi sa article, and I quote, natulog ako ng maaga nung Friday ng gabi, natulog ako ng 8 o'clock, napanaginipan ko na i-start ko siya, kaya stinart ko siya today. Coach, totoo ba una-una, napanaginipan mo ba talaga si AJ? At pangalawa, ang galing yung sumagot sa media, bakit ganito yung sagot niyo?
But sana hindi ko naman paginipan si AJ, no? Ayoko naman paginipan si AJ. Sana iba na lang paginipan pa ang mapaginipan ko. Una-una yung media kasi yung sila Bea, sila Mel, yung NCAA, yung college press corps. Pagkausap ko siya, lagi lang kakipaglokohan sa kanila eh. Kasi mga batang media to mga to. So, masaya sila kausap. Diba? So, nag-enjoy lang din ako pag-usap ko sila. Yung kay AJ kasi, unang-una, si Pai kasi coming to game 2, medyo banged up siya eh. Medyo masakit yung tuhod niya. So, hindi siya nakapag-practice.
Mm.
So, yung first group namin during practice, iba.
Mm.
Iba yung first group namin during practice.
Same
Tapos,
tuhod, coach, nung na-injure niya nung...
ito yung sa CSB eh. Medyo bumabalik yung sa CSB game niya eh. Yung sa eliminations, second round.
Yes, coach.
So, pagka medyo napapagod at medyo, syempre, no, overuse na kailangan niya ng pahinga. So, pinagpahinga namin siya ng practices na yun. Tapos, pangalawa, ginawa namin scouting team si AJ. Siya si Rosilio.
Okay.
Oo.
Nung siya si Rosilio, parang nung game 1, walang mga depensa sa kanya.
Okay.
Sinuscore niya first siya second group. Ganda ng pinapractice niya. Yun yung wala kang masabi sa mga players ko kasi kahit hindi mo sila gamitin consistently, they work hard in practice and they really prepare themselves para pag tinawag mo sila, ready sila. And knowing AJ, I have yung confidence ko sa kanya, the experience he has from playing in Davao, in different tournaments, kumpiyansa yung bata eh. Kaya it also gives, yung nakita ko sa practice, sabi ko, kung di natin madepensahan to si AJ na si Rosilio, baka kailangan siyang i-match up natin kay Rosilio sa game. So, dahil nga hindi nag-practice pa yung Singsing nga, AJ, sa first group ka nga muna. Nalagyan namin siya sa first group. Diba?
Okay.
So, maganda naman yung takbo ng first group. So, hanggang napag-usapan niya, yun nga, na start si AJ.
Okay.
Start si AJ. So, blessing in disguise lang din na rest namin sa pacing.
Yes. Tapos game 3 naman siya pumutok eh, no?
So, game 2, na-rest namin siya. Tapos game 2, game 3, yun na nga, si AJ na pinag-start namin. So, ba't ko naman ibayin yung start ko ng game 3 kung nanalo kami ng game 2, di ba?
That's true.
Yeah.
Tapos
So,
ito pa pala,
okay.
nung game 2, after the game, our friends from Cebu were messaging us kasi very proud daw sila kay AJ. Pero galit na galit daw sila nung last quarter, hindi na daw niya na-shoot yung free throw. Yun lang, just wanted to put it out there.
Di ba rin na kasi pressure din during that moment.
Pressure yun eh. Oo.
Iba eh. So,
Pero,
nung game 3, medyo kailangan nire-ready naman kasi yung utak ng mga players eh. So, mag-ready lang kayo, papupunta kayo sa situation na yan ulit. Diba? Fourth quarter, magiging dikdikan yung laro. So, mag-ready lang din kayo mentally. Ito mga pwede nyo gawin. Ganyan. So, that's part of our job as coaches to prepare them in those kinds of situation.
Okay. Okay, Coach Pao, game 3.
Coach, yung game 3, honestly, syempre, dikdikan pa rin. Pero, parang feeling ko by fourth quarter, around 5 minutes left, parang medyo, 5 minutes left. Yun talagang feeling ko, we were really taking control. Pero bago tayo pumasok ng game 3, what was it like seeing the support, yung mga tao nanonood through the games, yung mga estudyante pumipila sa labas ng athletics office, nagkakagulo sa ticket. Diyos ko, kahit ako, kaming dalawa ni Danny, nagkapahirapan kami sa ticket nun.
Naghiwalay pa kami ng upuan.
Naghiwalay pa kami ng upuan. Iniwan siya ng tatay niya. Yung tatay niya bumaba sa Patron. Siya naiwan sa Gen Ad.
Sa Gen Ad.
So, what was it like for you, Coach? Yung gano'n. Siyempre, you came from Ateneo, came from a school din that loves basketball. What was it like for you?
Siyempre, yung alumni support gives the players boost and confidence. At the same time, you want to play for your school harder to make everyone proud, diba? So, same thing as coaches, diba? Nung nakita namin na nakapila yung mga players, yung mga tao sa labas ng gate ng Menjola, hanggang doon sa nakapila hanggang doon sa may... Kasi yung pila dumaan doon sa papunta namin sa gym eh. So, pag nag-viewing kami sa 12Y,
kita niyo yung tao.
Lalakad kami papunta ng gym, nakapila yung mga tao doon. Siyempre, it gives you pride and confidence to play harder and do your best for the school and the community. So, malaking bagay din sa amin yung nandun sila sa games, yung supporta nila. Especially nung nag-start yung support namin nung when we started losing, yung second round. Dumating yung mga taong nanonood. sa sumusuporta sa amin. So,
Mm.
nakatulong sa ano namin yun, sa push namin nung second round. Especially yung senior high. Yung senior high yung
Oo.
ano yung nagpupuno nung gym nung Phil Oil Arena nung ano Especially paglaban mo yung Perpetual, kalaban mo yung LPU tsaka yung mga school na
Big population. Oo.
bus papunta sa yung
Yes.
transport nila yung mga students nila sa Phil Oil kahit na galing Las Piñas.
Mm.
So ano talaga malaking tulong yung yung support ng crowd. Tapos dumating na yung hindi na sila Little Indians Macho Indians.
Macho.
Oo. Tapos yun na, eventually dahil dumating yung mga Indians, nagpakita na yung mga alumni kasi syempre, ano
Oo.
yan, tradition sa school natin yan yung
Oo.
halftime
Indians.
halftime
Clear.
ng Indians na yan Hindi na sila Little Indians Tapos dumating na yung Little
Macho na.
Indians, tapos maraming natuwa. Hindi na sila ganun kataba.
Nagdiet. So, okay, coach. So, siguro, yun, you guys were able to prepare and honestly, parang sobrang galing din na nangyari. Kasi, Mapua was a very talented team. And honestly, Game 3 could have gone either way, in my opinion. And you guys were able to check si Clint. And honestly, he had an amazing season, one of the best seasons any player has had in years. So, yun, nakapag, nakapag-adjust na kayo, nasettle nyo na. What was the main thing for you guys coming into Game 3? And then, to follow up to that, what was it like winning it?
Coming into Game 3, it's just that we just had to stick to what our strengths was. And yung strength namin is we were the number 1 defensive team
Mhm.
throughout the eliminations. So I think sa rebounding we are close at tied at number 1 also. So yun yung we had pride in our defense. So the players just bought in and locked in defensively talaga. Clint, Escamis, Paulo Hernandez, Recto, si Rosilio, they're all top level talents talaga sa college. So hindi mo sila pwedeng baliwalain kahit isa sa kanila. So it's just yung we help each other defensively. We made sure that we covered every yung mga details in terms of our defense sa ball screen, sa post properly. So yun, players just wanted it more and executed yung game plan namin to a T.
Yeah.
So hats off sa kanila, especially and yung mga guys that were on, guys like Escamis and Hernandez really had to do their best and sacrifice even yung sometimes sacrifice na yung the other side of the court for them for to be able to make stops.
So, yun nga, coach, what was it like naman na when you won it? What was the feeling?
Of course, unang-una very happy ako sabi ko nga kung mananalo man tayo, kami, hindi alam ng players ko to, pero sinabi ko to sa GMA yata ng interview sa akin ang pinaka magiging masaya ako is for the players that stayed. If ever may nag-i-inspire sa akin to coach hard or hardest nung series na yon is to be able to win yung championship for the players that stayed. Diba? That made me work harder is for them. Yung mga ito sila, yung mga naghihirap at mga naiwan, mga hindi umalis na manalo para sa kanila. So yun yung ko. So doon ako pinaka natuwa nung nanalo na kami. Na very proud ako na itong mga players na to, sila Yuki, Jacob, sila Eman, yung mga sila Dami, Peter, especially kay Peter sa mga veterans. Peter, Dami, Cliff, JV, especially si JV who really sacrificed a lot even yung playing time niya.
Yes.
Yun yung pumasok sa isip ko na para sa kanila yung panalo na yun. And sila yung naghirap dun.
So, yung championship na yun, coach, I think honestly it exercised a lot of demons for me for the community. Kasi nga, una, yun nga, first championship, quote-unquote, na wala daw tayo FSA. But even though di nila pinapansin yung 2011. But honestly, at the same time, I think it was a good um, point na yung gulo from before and after years. Yung ano, parang kahit papaano, okay, we're back, we're winning again, ganun. So, syempre, coming into that, champion at lahat, I think we have to address the elephant in the room.
Yes.
Ika nga. What was your, kumbaga, what was your reaction to Jacob's decision to depart for Lasal? And did you have any idea during the season or even during the finals kung naaalis siya?
Ah, yung may idea ko nung D-League kasi namin, yung D-League namin, that's when first lumapit yung Lasal sa kanya.
Mm.
To be fair naman kala Jacob tsaka kala sa dad niya and sa family niya. Very open sila pag may lumalapit sa kanila. Kasi unang lumapit yata sa kanila UST.
Mm.
So, yung UST parang hindi nila masyado pinansin. Pero at the same time, diba, we had to nakipag-meeting kami sa kanila. So during the D-League, kasi D-League doon yung DLSU eh. Parang ito medyo
Yes.
breakout tournament ni Jacob yung D-League eh. So nakikita ng DLSU yung game ni Jacob, nag-evolve. Diba? After nung D-League, DLSU naman yung lumapit sa kay Jacob. This is 2 months, 3 months before the season. Basta magsi-season na within 4 months yata. So we talked to him and his dad na sorry. So we talked to him and his dad na just diba give Jacob this season to take off yung career niya. Kasi pa-take off na biglang lilipat, diba? So somehow we had an idea na that they had plans of transferring or going to DLSU at the start pa lang ng season after the D-League. Kaya in fairness to Boss Jude and the management, naghanda rin kami if ever that day would happen. So that's why we stack up with guys like sila Mag Brothers, Penny, Estacio, si Brian Sahonya. Nilikot namin si Nigel from Mapua. Rookie guard. So nag-ready rin kami na aalis siya. Kasi nga as coach also, in fairness din kay Jacob, yung decision niya of transferring to TLSU is one of yung dreams niya. Siyempre, pag coach ka, gusto mo na-achieve ng players mo yung pangarap nila. So, isa sa mga pangarap niya, ever since nung bata siya, is to play for DLSU. So, mixed emotions ako, mixed feelings. I'm very, siyempre, malungkot ako na umalis siya. Hindi ako malungkot dahil umalis siya at hihina yung basketball team namin. Hindi ganun yung way na I'm saying ba't ako malungkot. But malungkot ako dahil yung relationship that I had with him, he had with his teammates is more than just the basketball court.
Yeah.
Diba? Yung build namin relationship na yun. More than the relationship of being his coach and him being my player, it's being a friend. Yung relationship na yun yung nawala. Pero hindi naman siya sa nawala. Pero syempre, kung lilipat ka sa school, hindi na everyday yung relationship nyo. So para siya nawala. Gets? Pero sabi ko rin sa kanya, anytime pwede niya akong tawagan. At the same time, happy ako. I mean, for him, na he is able to achieve one of his goals and dreams in life is to play for where his dad played also.
Yes.
Yung DLSU. Diba? Kaya mixed emotions. Kaya hindi ko siya pinigilan. Actually, hindi ko lang siya pinush away. Pero yun nga, malaking bagay si Jacob sa season 99 championship namin. Nag-thank you siya sa akin. Nag-thank you din ako sa kanya. And of course, I wish him all the best when he plays for the UAP.
Yes. Well,
So,
Ganda.
Go, Danny. Go, Danny.
Okay, so yun yung kay Jacob. Ngayon naman, there are rumors circling about the departure of Pai, and not only Pai, si Puno rin. Ano po ang masasabi niyo regarding those rumors?
Yung kay Jomel, ano yan eh, before he went to San Beda,
Mhm.
nasa Canada pa siya, ang lumalapit sa kanya is DLSU and us, San Beda.
Mhm.
The reason why he wanted to play for San Beda is he wanted to be able to have more exposure, playing time.
Mhm.
Kasi parang ang plan niya is to play 2 years and try to join the pros already.
Mhm.
So yun lang yung plan niya. So kung mag 2 years siya tapos gusto niya mag-pro sa UAP school, baka hindi siya masyado alam naman
Magamit.
how stacked UAP teams are eh. 'Di ba?
Mhm.
And si Jom, even though with his athleticism, his skill and his talent, he lacks playing organized basketball in the Philippines. Iba kasi ang basketball sa Pilipinas eh.
Iba,
Yes.
coach.
Iba ang basketball sa Pilipinas eh. So if nakaupo ka lang sa bench mo at maglaro ka ng 5 minutes, 10 minutes a game, dahil nga sa sobrang stack ng mga UAP teams, hindi mo makukuha yung experience na gusto mo makuha if you wanna go pro after 2 years.
Mhm.
Okay? So, yung kay Jom, I haven't talked to him pero nag-enroll na siya. And pabalik na siya today. Pabalik na siya today. So, pero I'm sure may concerns pa rin siya. Diba? Pero yun yung plan namin for him at the start. Even yung parents niya, yun yung plan at the start. To be able to learn basketball in a system, to be able to experience Philippine basketball. And him playing.
Mhm.
So, kahit paano siguro naman na-achieve niya nung first season niya yun. But at the same time, when I get a chance to talk to him, of course, stuff that he needs to work on and improve on still to keep on, to be able to, further
Develop.
his basketball career and develop. Yes.
Nabunutan ako ng
So, yun
tinig.
yung
Nabunutan
yung
ako ng tinig
kay
na na-enroll na siya.
Pai, medyo complicated yung situation ni Pai. As much as I want to comment on that,
Mhm.
gusto ko kasi ayoko kasi kahit yung kay Jacob na nalaman ko na maaga yun kay Jacob. Ayoko pangunahan yung mga player. Kasi
Mhm.
kahit paano is their right to be able to announce or to be
Yes.
able to pero nag-usap na kami ni Pai. May mga factors na mahirap
I-divulge, of course.
divulge. Pero when I talk to him, he really wants to stay in San Beda and play for San Beda.
Mhm.
Ang isang reason is, of course, yung school. Diba? Napamahal na rin siya sa school. And at the same time, he knows that he needs, malayo pa siya dun sa basketball player that he wants to be. And he thinks that if he stays in San Beda, makakatulong sa kanya yon in terms of his basketball career moving forward. Him
Totoo,
playing, yun nga, same thing kay Jom, na naglaro siya, na nandun siya sa harap ng, alam mo yun, nandun siya sa harap nung gera, kasi nandun ka sa gitna o sa likod.
Mhm.
Diba? So, may mga factors lang na kailangan siyang ayusin with, kaya medyo complicated eh.
Yes.
But I talked to him and nagsabi naman siya sa akin na he wants to stay, but kailangan lang may mga ayusin siya.
Yes.
I gets.
So, at least ako nabunutan na ako ng tinik kay Jomel kasi nag-enroll na siya.
Oo.
And
Si Yuki hindi niya tatanungin.
si Yuki, we heard your
Ano na,
San Beda
alam
will
na
burn before he
Actually,
leaves.
Hindi ko sinabi yun hindi ko lang kung paano napunta yun. Baka magalit
Okay.
yung mga pare sa akin.
Oo.
Okay.
Pero si Yuki kinausap ko nung the other day.
Oo.
Sabi ko, pag si Yuki umalis, sabi ko, aalis din ako. Yun yung sinabi ko sa kanya. Yuki, pag umalis ka, aalis ako. Yun yung sinabi ko sa kanya. So, wag niyo paalisin si Yuki.
Although, we're confident kay Yuki because siya yung unang Red Lion from...
Tsaka si Yuki is very grateful and he values yung academics and yung opportunity that San Beda gave to him.
Yes.
Yun yung maganda dyan sa bata na yun. Binavalue niya yung yung very grateful siya na binigyan siya ng
Opportunity.
opportunity from high school to college to study in San Beda as a student athlete.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
yun
hindi.
yung
Positive, ano siya? Positive influence siya, coach, sa team, honestly. I could see it. Like, he's a
ah,
positive influence to the team. And even though hindi siya yung veteran, like, you could see the leadership in him. Like, even kahit ako outsider, kita mo naman eh. Kita mo
Mhm.
naman pag player kung ano yung personality niya, kung nagre-respond ba sa kanya yung teammates niya or hindi. So, anyway, so now na napag-discussion na natin yan.
Kay Yuki rin pala, makita mo yung love niya for San Beda when he missed that shot nung second round against Mapua. When he missed that shot, when you saw his face, his reaction, it
Ganda
was
ng nilaro niya nun, coach.
it was out of love talaga. He
Oo,
really
eh.
wanted to win.
ano talaga, very grateful and siya, appreciative siya dun sa yung opportunity that San Beda gave him.
Mm.
Kaya yung sabi ko nga yung batang to malayo mararating kasi he knows to appreciate yung simple things that are there.
Yes.
Diba? Yung academics niya, yung culture, yung San Beda culture na naturo sa kanya.
Yeah. Isang tunay na bidista.
Yan. Sa coach, okay, so now we're coming into the off-season na. Kailan balik niyo sa practice?
Yung team namin nagko-practice na. Kasi may mga tournament kami. Which is kailangan medyo ano na namin sila kailangan magka-head start sila dun sa mga galing sa season 99 team.
Mhm.
Yung season, yung galing yung mga players na from season 99, ang start ng practice namin sa 29, Monday. So binigyan ko lang sila ng 1 month break. Tapos may game sa Frolix eh. Actually parang
Sino
80% na medyo na-plancha na, pero ang plan namin kasi walang school team na nag-practice ngayon eh. Lahat nag-start pa lang is yung mix nung season 100 team, pero baka hindi lahat kasi hindi pa nag-practice yung iba, versus former Red Lions. Bolik of Tana. Yun yung initial list namin na Bolik of Tana, Mocon, Carino, yung 4-peat champion team. Sino pwede doon. Tapos i-add namin kung nandito si Bayo, Kwekete, tapos yung Peter Gallego, yung mga yun. So against nung season 100 team.
Uy.
Para lang for the community, for the people to watch.
Maganda.
So sana maayos namin. Parang 80% pa lang namin na aayos.
Uy.
Ganda yun.
July 27 yata 3 PM. Just for the pista na Santo Niño.
Ayun, sige, manonood. Oy, Danny, manonood tayo.
Manonood kami, coach.
Okay, so, syempre, coach, sinabi rin sa amin ni Yuki, sinabi rin sa amin ni Peter na yung this coming practice nyo will be really, really tough. So, like, what should the players expect? Syempre, kasi ito na eh. Dito magkakaalaman sino malalain.
As a team. Pero, if tingin nilang mahirap na yung last year na practice namin nung first 3 months, gusto ko nga sabihin sa kanila, mas magiging mahirap yung this year.
Oo, kasi kailangan eh.
Hindi, tsaka gusto ko rin kasi malaman na kung sino yung aayaw eh. Yun yung pinaka-test dyan eh. Hindi naman namin sila papahirapin na sana mamamatay na sila. Pero malapit na.
Malapit na. Yes, wait, coach, patayin nyo na lang ako.
So, ganun yung, and in fairness naman dun sa kanila, last year, they really took the challenge. So this year, gusto ko i-take nila yung challenge ulit.
Okay. So,
ako, last question na lang siguro. Coach, how important is the 100th season of NCAA to you, being the head coach of San Beda, the only founding member left of the NCAA?
Well, yun nga, sabi mo nga, we are the only founding member left, and also we want to defend our championship. Diba? We want to keep yung trophy in Manjola. And so expect lang nila na yun nga, sabi ko, it's gonna be tougher, but we're gonna work harder for it and be ready for any challenges.
Bring out the challenges, we'll win them all.
We'll win them all.
Coach
Oo.
Yuri, thank you for your time. I know nag-overtime tayo, may training ka pa
Okay lang.
today. Maraming salamat.
Ay,
Sige, Coach
bago,
Pao.
Yes.
baka coach, baka may gusto kayong message para sa
Yes,
community or may gusto kayo pasalamatan. This is your time na
the
siguro.
floor is yours,
Uh,
Coach.
of course, I want to thank everyone, you guys, for the support that you gave yung Red Lions. Marami ako kailangan pasalamatan. But again, thank you sa lahat ng sumuporta sa basketball team. And alam ko, at the start of the year, may mga news tayo na narinig. But still, we will keep on moving forward with that. And last year naman, di nyo naman alam nung finals MVP si Payusing eh.
Oh,
Diba? Hindi nyo rin naman alam na ganun laro ni Jacob. Diba?
Oo.
So, tiwala lang tayo sa players that we have and the players coming in. And we will, yun. So, hopefully, may bagong, I'm sure, yung mentality kasi isang mentality namin is yung next man up mentality namin eh. So, there's gonna be new guys stepping up and stepping in different roles and new names that you're gonna hear moving forward. So, just keep on supporting the Red Lions and maraming salamat ulit sa lahat.
Malay natin yan, coach. Susunod na Lion or Eagle. Yan nasa harap mo.
Oo.
You know?
Matagal pa to.
Pero, yes, coach.
Matagal pa.
Thank you so much, coach. Sobrang appreciative kami sa inyo for giving us the time and trusting us with this platform. Sobrang we just wanted to hear from you and for you to get your own sentiments out there. Not just you, but also other players and coaches kasi. So, again, salamat and thank you for what you do for the community, for the Red Lions. Sobrang it's one of the most fun seasons we've had kami ni Danny. And we've been following the team for
More than a
since
decade.
2010.
Yeah.
More than a decade na kami nanonood ng Red Lion basketball. But yeah, thank you. And Danny,
Yun, that's it, Coach. Thank you again for me. And again, this is a Pista ng Santinyo special. Meron pa tayong episode bukas. And tomorrow, we will be listening into the Klimag Brothers. Another future for Coach Yuri. That's it. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks guys. Thank you. Ani mo San Beda.
Woo!